And a reminder, it has taken them back to the top of the pile. The last time they were there, November the 5th. They're there having played a game more than Arsenal. They're locked on points with the Gunners. Only 5 behind are Manchester United, who've played the same number of games as Manchester City, and then come Newcastle in the other Champions League spot. Much fun from Sean and Ian. He's being polite to his father in victory, don't you worry, to come. Plus all the reaction from the Emirates. Miles away from the Emirates Stadium, Manchester City were beaten by Spurs. At that point, they were 5 off Mikel Arteta's side. Reminder tonight, they've gone back to the top of the pile on goal difference, having played 1 game more than the Gunners. Does it feel hugely significant?
I think more psychologically, for me, to be honest with you, I think Arsenal once again left the door ajar for Manchester City to even close the gap to start with. And I think coming into this game, I felt like City were in the ascendancy, where Arsenal, I would have said, was a bit more cagey in respects of they know they had 2 games which they should have won, especially the way they've been playing, which they didn't. Whereas Arsenal lost 1 and then had that game to bounce back in the right direction. So I feel like Arsenal didn't come into this game, I would say, as confident as City did. But I think in the first half it was all Arsenal. I thought Arsenal controlled the game well. I thought they made the better chances. The chances you would assume fell to the right person, being your number 9, but it just wasn't to be. And City, I felt like in the second half, got those chances that Arsenal had in the first half and put them away. So it was a great game for me, and it was a game of 2 halves.
Was the frustration in that second half when City took the lead that it came from Arsenal possession, right?
Yeah, it did, yeah, a little bit. It's because it's situations like that where you have to make sure that you're tight and you don't give anything away, simply because City and the way they know how to navigate, like I say, this time of the year and what's going to happen if they can win this game, you can't give them a sniff. And especially in that area of the field where they're trying to win the ball back, because if they win it back there, they've got so much technical ability and quality and precision finishing that they are going to punish you. And that is what you're always worried about when you're playing against City. No matter what they're doing, if it's not quite going for them, they can have moments where it does click for them and the quality comes in, and that's what we saw again today. That's why it's paramount that you take the chances.
Yeah, it was Gabriel, wasn't it, for the...
Yeah, it was, yeah. And to be honest, we were very fortunate that he didn't give away.
Finally, you can buy English football at a very low price. Enjoy Premier League and Champions League full replay matches, as well as analysis shows from Premier League TV, BBC, BT Sports, and Sky Sports. Uncut with full footage. Enjoy weekend reviews, previews, tactical analysis, and more. Join us today at the link in the description below, www.primeshows.net.
Penalty, because he was offside, but again, it's just for me here. The pass is into nowhere, and City are literally setting traps for it there. You've got all their men around the ball, and then as soon as they win the ball, you look at it now. Look at all the men closing in on Gabriel now. Look at that. Look, bang, they get the ball back, and then Haaland in space. And to be honest, his awareness here for a striker was very, very good, because he could have easily had a shot, but he made sure that he passed it on and then passed it on, so they definitely get the goal, get themselves in front, and so now they're in a comfortable position, So, yeah, it was for me. It came down to a little bit of naivety, a little bit of inexperience. But they are the youngest team in the league, and you're going to get those kind of mistakes. But for me, again, Gabriel doesn't know where it's going is a problem. It's going to be a problem, and it was.
They're fine margins when the top 2 in the league meet, and that deflection from Tomiyasu might have been crucial for Ramsdale there, Sean.
Yeah, it definitely was. I think Tomiyasu tries to get across as quick as it was, but this bounce down takes it over the arm of Ramsdale. Otherwise, for me personally, I think Ramsdale saves it. But I think the pass from Gundogan to know he was there the correct way, and it was just about hitting the target, which Jack tried to do. But he got a little bit lucky with the deflection, and I just feel like sometimes when you're in that run of form in those areas, especially as an attacker, you do manage to get those little pieces of luck.
You've spoken many times about De Bruyne's importance for Haaland. He had actually gone 3 league games without a goal, something of a drought given his high standards. But he ran straight to him after this goal. He knew the importance.
And yeah, I think this is, for me in general, look, like Dad said, they've set traps again. and then they just play their way out of it. And once the ball gets to Gundogan, De Bruyne's gone, and then Haaland just waits and the ball comes back, and his first touch was exquisite, and he just manages to get that right foot strike across. But look how quick he goes, and he's already knows where.
The touch is fantastic.
Yeah.
His touch there is underrated because it's coming at him really quick. You know, De Bruyne, I think Zinchenko's the wrong side of him. You know, De Bruyne's pass into it, bam, that is class, man. That's what I'm talking about. This is what you're getting with this guy. There's no joke business with him when he's in the box. He's killing you, man. He's finishing you. You know what I mean? And, you know, again, like, I thought he's all-round play, looked a lot more involved in the game. And then when he got his one chance, I think he was three shots, 2 on target, 1 goal. He's clinical, he's finishing it. And it's you can't give them man them chances.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry about this. He's ruined your night, Ian, right? But he's going to talk to us live at the Emirates Stadium. Erling, very well done. Thanks for talking to us. How good does that feel in that game this evening?
Amazing, and thank you for the kind words from both. It was an amazing feeling, I have to say. It's one of my best feelings in my whole life. I'm 22 and a half years, and this feeling, oh my God, it was massive.
Was it because of the importance of the game, knowing that you guys can go top if you win this game? Because you look very against Villa the other day. You guys look like you're back to something, and today, you know, especially the second half, you guys were very much in control for me, especially with the chances. Was it one that you wanted to make sure that you came here and win?
Yeah, and you know, when you think of Manchester City, we haven't had the best kind of season, but right now we're top of the league, you know, so that's also something to think of. We still have potential, and for me, we showed really. I'm gonna be boring in typical English interview. We showed great character today, but we actually did, and it was in the end we worked so well together, and this is what we, you know, it's not easy to come away in every Premier League game, and this is what we, the champions, still have to do. We have to defend, we have to do this and that, and we have to fight still, you know, and this is exactly what we did today, and I'm so happy.
1-1 then at the Emirates between first and second in the Premier League. So much to talk about. Let's get straight to it. The Arsenal error from the recall Tomiyasu for the Manchester City goal.
Yeah, this is one of those, you know, it's a long ball forward, and, you know, the mere threat of Haaland makes Saliba kind of mishead it. But for me, from here, this has just got to go into Rosed, and then you start again. But you do that, you're asking for trouble. And even if you are going to pass it, then you pass it down the side of the goal, which we've all been taught since we were kids. You look at it there, the pressures made Saliba head it back way, but this has just got to go out of play. Look, bam, you know, or down the side, not on, you know, down the side, so Ramsdale comes out for it. But I can't take nothing away from the finish, even though it comes off of, like, looks like it comes off near his ankle, more like shin. It's a brilliant goal, and the kind of chance that we had a chance just before that, and it's the kind of chance you take. It's a half chance, and, you know, he took it very, very well.
Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne, 6 in his Premier League career against Arsenal. Then the big talking point: Arsenal awarded a penalty for this. Sean Wright-Phillips.
I don't even know what to say. It's a great ball from Xhaka, to be fair, and a fantastic run, but he gets to the ball and he gets his shot off, but the boys clear it off the line. I just don't understand. Nobody on that pitch, either player, has thought this is a penalty or even cheered for a penalty, and they're giving it. But I'm just trying to understand why they've given it, because that's all Ederson can do, and Nketiah gets his shot off. So at what point was the whistle blown?
Does your father agree?
I have to say, you know, I was thinking, because he got the shot off, I thought, well, that's it. But, like, that's what I'd like to find out why that is a pen now, because it's a soft one. I wouldn't want that given against us, because, like I say, Eddie got the shot off, but, you know, he's given it, you know.
Dermot Gallagher, why was that given? Speak to the Wright family.
Hi guys. I looked at it, first of all, I was surprised it was given. Having seen it again, I can fully understand why it is, and it's interesting, right? I go back to something we discussed before. If you look here, this is a great angle, because you see that he comes out as what I call a defender rather than a goalkeeper.
Right.
He has no intention of using his hands, he's going to use his body. And I think if that had been Kyle Walker hit him like that, we would have saying penalty. You know, he's jumped at him, he's in the air, penalty. And I think that's why it's given, and I think it's changed my mind. I think the referee's absolutely right.
Yeah, me too, Derm.
First of all, you're not a gunner, are you, right now? Because that sounded like you're swaying to be an Arsenal fan.
Of course it's not.
But
Dermot's always impartial.
But in general, I do understand what you're saying, but he does make an attempt with his hands, but
No, he
just
don't.
by his side.
No.
If you see where his hands are
Look at
here,
his-
look, they come out to the side, so he's protecting that ball at waist height from going around him. But Nketiah bounces the ball down, so he has made a genuine attempt.
I don't know.
If you watch that this angle, Sean, you know, he's off the ground, he's jumping into Nketiah.
So
you're right.
He's looking at Nketiah all the time. He's not looking at the ball. The first time he looks at the ball is behind him to see if it's gone in the net.
Do you always see those given, do you think?
No, I would rather see more of them given, Steve. I mean, I remember last year with Brighton and Liverpool where the goalkeeper come flying out, crashed into the player. I thought that was a penalty, and we don't see them given. And I think there's been a lot of criticism of referees in the past saying, why does the goalkeeper get away with this? And I think it's quite refreshing to see one given.
Me too, Derm.
Thank you very much.
Well said.
Edison tried his best with the mind games, the long delay before Saka.
But then not only that, but there's 2 or 3 players who were doing it as well. I was quite pleased that Saka just took his time, composed himself. When they first taken it, we didn't even know if it was Saka taking it, but they took the ball and let all the kerfuffle get away from him around the penalty spot. Then they gave it to him so as he could compose himself, and he did it brilliantly. Even though Edison was telling him to put it there, he put it there.
Yeah.